Hey, just got it. Did anybody mention David Sinclair? That guy, he's all over the place lately. Any thoughts? He's a crackpot. Haha, that dude is on a mission. Supposedly he looks much younger. Okay, well, he started in his 30s taking this stuff, and now he's in his mid 40s. So, but a person having less senescence and less issues, yeah, probably can get away with a few things. But things will catch up to him. NMN and stuff like that can also push certain pathways that can also promote cancer. There are risks in this sort of stuff. It's a double-edged sword. I would stick to niacin and lower doses. We don't need high doses, which niacin actually doesn't go through the salvage pathway and doesn't have an interaction with SIRT6. The products that he promotes does have an influence with SIRT6, and SIRT6 is a double-edged sword. It can go one way, health promoting and longevity, but go the other way, and yes, let's say, can give rise to pathology in terms of cell proliferation issues. So I'm very critical because it does have an effect on CD38 inhibition, and CD38 is a protective mechanism that shouldn't be altered severely. There is a sort of rate, and so this sort of blanket recommendations and stuff like that, and his sort of nonsense with his fasting mimicking diet crap and all that, that's just nonsense. Him and Londo, on these sort of things of, again, based on epidemiology crap, which they have not, junk science. He should stick to his areas. His area is, hardcore traditional science. It's not nutrition. He's got no idea about nutrition. And he shouldn't basically be talking about things that he doesn't know, and then thinking that just because in his science that people are more disciplined, that in nutrition that are just as disciplined, and using crackpot research to justify low mTOR, when in the biochemistry books it's quite clear that mTOR, IGF-1, and insulin go lockstep. So when your insulin to glucagon is at 1.3 or very low, like on a vegan diet at 4, your mTOR activation is going to be much lower. So, dry throat. So, yeah. So it's just nonsense. It's only on people on mixed diets that are engaging in the Randall cycle, it goes very high, and then they accuse the meat as being the problem. It's just crap. This guy's going to end up with a lot of deficiencies long term, like a lot of the other people out there. Is he 52 now? Okay. Yeah, look, there are genetic differences with people. Some people, I've seen him in earlier photos images when he was in his 30s, and he looked like he was in his young 20s. Some people just have younger genes, the way they look. Doesn't mean just because somebody's going to take this. There's plenty of other people out there that take M&M and NR and actually don't look extremely young. So, and some of the stuff that he's promoting is problematic. Even the other stuff, we know that basically reversing what they do with mice, reversing basically and turning those genes backwards, you actually get this sort of, I forget the name of it. It's like a growth thing that actually happens, and it can go cancerous. If you can control it by slowing down that reversal in the little rodents, when they do it, they can prevent the cancer from happening and can actually reverse their age quite a bit. It's a way of actually trying to reverse back to a stem cell, basically. But it's fraught with a lot of a risk, so to speak, in terms of cancer. So, yes, you can actually reverse the age, but then those rats are then killed. They are younger age-wise, but are they vulnerable long-term going forward then for cancer? Possibly. So, yes. They never do that forward, like a 2-year projection from there to see what will happen. So, yes. And then again, you can't extrapolate to humans. So it's, yes, interesting science, but the applicability is questionable, whether it can be done for humans. Where taurine, on the other hand, actually improves telomeres. Most people don't know that. And taurine does a whole lot of other things, apoptosis, getting rid of others. Also assists in better stem cell production. Even in the brain, stem cell production is elevated with taurine. So you actually get new, neurons in your brain. Good idea, I would say, to basically include taurine more than, and if you eat pork, you'll get enough, and you can actually go for niacin, go for less than 300 milligrams. I'd never recommend these higher doses, and as long as you stick to that, I take a dose which is a pharmaceutical grade, which is an Australian TGA approved. So this is one that the doctors give out, that prescribe for people that are not compatible for statins, and they prescribe this, and it's a pharmaceutical one in Australia. And that one basically you can only get it at a pharmacy. I'll just show you what it looks like. Just give me a sec. And it's much safer than the other stuff that's out there. Plus, the product that he uses is actually from his lab. It's the stuff that they use on the experimental, rodents. It's not the same stuff as the quality. This is really high quality that they actually use, which is quite different than the products that are basically sold out in the market. Nicotinic acid. This is, as you can see, pharmacist-only medicine. So this is a TGA approved in Australia, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, and it actually is approved by them. So this has no fillers, no crap, no nothing. It's 250 milligrams, and I snap it in half because it can be snapped in half and have one of those. I haven't had this for a while because I'm doing another experiment and I'm not taking any niacin currently. So I'll be back on this probably in a couple of months' time when I finish those other experiments, minus the niacin. So we will go back to niacin later. And I look forward to the flushing. Not really.